Okay, over your UFC career, a lot of people have levied some unfair criticism in my mind at yourself, that you've been hand-picked opponents.
Yeah.
How concerned are you that the casual UFC fan might look at Kang's recent record, where he's 4-4 in his last 8 fights, and think it's a sort of similar situation again this time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah. Number one, it makes me laugh. I read, I try to avoid the forums, but obviously, if somebody directs you to a point where people are talking about you, then obviously you read it. It's human nature. Obviously, I don't take any notes of it. I don't let it bother me. That's in a lot of it makes me laugh. But yeah, that is one that people like to throw out. That that I was protected and all the rest of it. I think if you go through the fights fight by fight, then that logic doesn't stack up whatsoever. But I'm not gonna go through that. But yeah, I mean. All right, no, let's do it. Eric Schaefer, who's having a great career now in the UFC. Good grappler, good jiu-jitsu guy. Huge. If I were being protected, why would he be? My debut fight in the UFC. Elvis Sinisek, tough veteran. He was Forrest Griffin's second fight. Then Matt Hamill, one of the strongest, most powerful wrestlers in the light heavyweight division. For an Englishman, that's a bad matchup. Then Rashad Evans. It just doesn't make sense. So I do find that a little frustrating. But yeah, regarding Denis Kang, yeah, some people, I mean, mixed martial arts has got huge, but I think Dana White is correct when he says that, it is the UFC that's exploded, and not so much MMA in general. Of course, the sport is much more well known, but MMA is UFC is the flagship show for MMA, and the people that only know Denis Kang from the UFC, they'll see that he's 1-1 and probably don't realise, what a dangerous opponent he is. If they don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. There's plenty of fights of him on there, and he's very, very skilled, and he's a tough veteran of the sport.
Okay, Dennis came out with a few comments the other week. I don't think we really need to go through them massively. What did you think when you read those, and have you read how he's explained what he said since then?
I mean, I did see what he said. He said it was a sack of bones and things like that, which is fair enough. When I was reading it, I was nodding my head in agreement. Absolutely, of course, I'm a sack of flesh and bones for him to pound on. That's what he's got to think. He's got to go out there and, he's looking to beat me, and just as I'm looking to beat him. So I don't take that too personally. I think for the most part, he was pretty respectful. Obviously. The fight's still 10 weeks away. It's all pretty respectful and nice now. Obviously, as you can hear, I am being. Who knows? It may end up in the gutter at some point. Everyone says I like to trash talk. Not really. I'm pretty respectful. Until someone starts talking shit about me, then in for a penny, in for a pound. Someone starts talking shit about me, I suppose I should remain quiet with dignity, but I quite help myself sometimes. But as I said, he's been pretty respectful, so that's fine by me.
Okay, and can we expect a new and improved Michael Bisping on November the 14th?
Well, I mean, I think for any martial artist, they're always trying to constantly improve, and I'm definitely always trying to constantly improve. I've got a lot of areas to work on. As I said, I'm always trying to improve. So hopefully, the next 10 weeks training, I'm going to improve. I'm sure I will. I've got fantastic coaches. I'm going to sit down with the Wolfslayer this week. Anthony's been away he's away in Vegas, I think, with Rampage at the moment. When he comes back, we'll sit down. We'll formulate the camp and figure out who we're going to bring over. And I've no doubt, like every training camp, I improve. I improved a hell of a lot in the Dan Henderson camp. Unfortunately, the fight didn't go long enough to really show anything. But yeah, definitely on the 14th of November, we'll hopefully see a new and improved Michael. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any sponsors you'd like to mention before we finish?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to say a big, massive thank you to Echo Unlimited. They give me fantastic help and support. So always, as usual, a big thank you to them. Big thanks to the Wolfslayer. They've been there for many a year now, and they've helped me evolve into the fighter that I am today. So a big thanks to everyone at the Wolfslayer, the teammates, the coaches, obviously, and the owners, Anthony and Lee. Thank you. Thanks to all the UFC fans out there for making the sport so great, and everyone who cheers me on. Thanks to everyone who gives me well wishes and support on my website, bisping.tv. Yeah, so if anyone fancies it, they can log in and onto bisping.tv and check out lots of training footage and things like that, and make yourself a member and you'll get emails of me and other bullshit. So if you've got a spare 5 minutes, check it out.
Okay, this has been Michael Pepper for MMABay.co.uk in association with FightDentist.com with UFC middleweight star Michael the Count Bisping. Thanks, Mike.
Cheers, Michael. Always a pleasure.